that. Oh, okay. I think accelerated.
I pulled on the accelerator, slip हो गया अंदर जाके. Hi friends, hola, bonjour, namaste or salam. So today's video I will like to share my experience about my move from Greensboro, North Carolina to Boston. So I will take you through my experience, the tips and tricks, the things which I encountered during the move, the things which I should have done during my move. And the twist around this move was I had to move my motorcycle using a U-Haul. So that was a major thing for me. So this video will be for people who want to move using a U-Haul, or especially for people who want to use a U-Haul to move their motorcycle. So this is the 15 feet truck which we are using for our move. U-Haul claims that this is enough to move a 2-bedroom apartment. So our drive from Greensboro to Boston was around 750 miles and it was 12 hours of drive. So what we did was we tried to divide it in 3 days so that we can rest properly, energize, and then start fresh on our next day to our destination. But I learned a lot of things, and I think so you will like to learn those things before you make that big decision of moving. So the worst part about our move was the rain. We tried looking at the forecast before our move, but those are the things which you can't control. And we decided to load our bike when it was raining, and this is what happened next. As the floor was wet, my brakes couldn't stop the bike from running into the front of the truck. So a warning. Please don't move your motorcycle if it is raining. Okay, so we are in the U-Haul and now I'll be showing you how I strapped my bike in this U-Haul. So as you can see here, this one I just ordered. You can find the link in the description. I've ordered it from Amazon. This is a good choice for you guys because if you see, it has this bars which supports the bike, which wouldn't let it lean on one side, and it actually holds the tire firm, if you can see here. So the tire is not going anywhere. And then after watching like I think so 20 or 30 videos on how to tie your bike with a ratchet strap, I think so I managed to do it. So the only problem in this U-Haul was this is a 15-inch and they don't have like hooks on the side to tie the ratchet strap anywhere. So what I did was this. If you see, I just made a knot here. I tied it here and then tied the other end to my main frame. I don't want to tie it to the handlebar because it wobbles and then this handlebars become loose and you don't want that to happen. So I have tied it to the main frame, which is like a Ducati. So this is sturdy and the main frame. And then another thing was I tied it one on this side, the other on that side, and one more on this side, which is I think so it goes to the main frame again. You can see here, and I don't think so even if it breaks it will do anything. Okay, and the fourth one I'm going to tie it here, but for now we are moving boxes. Like I have loaded all these boxes. Once we fill up this area, then we will tie one more ratchet strap on this side, so it will be stable on all the side, it won't move. And one more tip, pro tip was for this, after tying all this ratchet strap, what I did was I took my U-Haul like 2-3 blocks around in circles, went on speed bumps, tried to take some sharp turns just to see if the bike stays still. And my girl was in the back while I was doing this, so she was just monitoring the bike, making sure it isn't moving. So it was moving a little bit as it wobbles with the car, but I don't think so there you have that major push on the bike where it will fall. So I think so it is pretty good in Greensboro.
विलोलवीचि वल्लरी
तेरी तो शटर किसने बन रखा है? पूरा बाहुबली का फील गिला दिया यार. So after 4 hours of packing, moving boxes, everything, this is how it looks. It is not yet done. It is, I think so, 80% done. But here you can see I have strapped my bike and I have utilized the space which would have been left vacant. I have put my bags there, so even if something bad happens and my bike falls, it will land upon on the bags, and they are filled with clothes, so it wouldn't cause harm to my bike. And as you can see, we have tied everything down. This was a planned thing which I was planning from, I think so, 2 months. So that is planned, and that is the reason why everything is organized. We have tied everything, so hopefully nothing moves. But our stop, we have the first stop after 3 hours of driving. So after that I will come back and view if anything has moved. Hopefully nothing. So we'll check in back after 3 hours. Regarding the U-Haul, I initially went with a 10 feet U-Haul. I thought it was enough. Then I thought if I put my motorcycle, I wouldn't have enough space for the boxes to be put in the truck. So I went to U-Haul, and the U-Haul people were generous enough to bump me to a 15 feet truck. And there are some advantage of using a 15 feet truck, because the 15 feet truck is the smallest U-Haul truck which has a move-in ramp. The ramp which you can use to move stuff inside, on which I did drive my motorcycle. And there is something else with the 15-inch truck which is called the mother's attic. So it is an extra space you have over the driver where you can put your valuables or things like appliances. You don't want them to be messed up. So you have that extra space. And a thing to take a note of while you're selecting your truck is, go to U-Haul day before your move, or like 1 month before your move, anytime before your move. Just look around the truck and get that feel. Do you think this truck will be enough for all your stuff? Because that is what I did. And when I did that, I got to know that 10 feet truck is not enough for me, for my stuff, because I had a bike and the other boxes. So do that thing. That is a must to be done, because on the day of your move, you don't want to be like, oh, I think so, I can't fit everything. You can't rent another truck to do that, or you can't move the stuff now into the new truck. So starting a U-Haul, what do we say? Ganpati Bappa Moria.
Looking for myself, I'm staring at my shadow. Am I gonna be safe in getting through tomorrow? When I throw me down.
So we are at our first stop after driving for 3 hours yesterday. We reached here around 10 something. We're staying at this Holiday Inn, and it's 7 in the morning right now, and we are going to leave. We will have some breakfast in Taco Bell, our favorite place, and then we will leave. So driving the truck, why is the light still on? Okay, driving the truck on the road was simple, not pretty simple. It was simple. It was just like you learn to drive a car, and now you have to drive the car on a highway. So you have that fear in yourself when you're driving on the highway, like, oh, am I in the right lane? Am I disturbing someone else when they are driving? So small things, but it was a good experience. It was not that bad. If you stay in your lane, you are safe with it. Oh, sorry, I was in the hotel room, so couldn't roam without mask. So it is nice. So the only fear which we have now is we locked our U-Haul yesterday night, and we are just wondering if the lock is still there, and it is still there. So everything is safe. We'll just check on some things, go and see if everything is still tightened up, like if we have to tighten any ratchet straps or tie some things which have fallen. And the best part about this move was while we were moving, the last time we closed the shutter door was we kept some pillows on top of a box. The whole ride, which is like I think so 180 miles which we drove, the pillows are still up there. So I think so it was a pretty good ride. It was smooth. There was like 2% of the roads when the roads were a bit bumpy. If you see a road which has a bridge under it, it becomes bumpy. So you can reduce the speed, but you can go through it. So we'll check in again once we are at a rest stop or somewhere safe.
Turn right, then turn left.
You can park here. You
Turn
can
left,
take 2
then
lanes.
your destination will be on the right.
So regarding the motorcycle you want to haul using a U-Haul, as you can go with a truck which starts from 10 feet and 15 feet and it goes on from there, but you can use a 10-feet truck. The advantage of using a 15-inch truck is you have a ramp and you don't want to carry your motorcycle and put it in the truck, so that plays a part why you should select a 15-inch truck. And then the ratchet strap is a must when you are moving a motorcycle. So for my setup, I use 4 ratchet straps for the motorcycle and 2 for the bike mount. Then there is, if you are trying to move your motorcycle, try to keep the fuel level as low as possible when you're putting the motorcycle in the truck. I did try to remove some gas before I moved my motorcycle in the truck. So you can try doing that, or else you can just not fill up your motorcycle with gas for like 1 month or something. So that is a point to be noted. And then motorcycle will be the first thing you move inside your truck when you are trying to fill your truck with all your stuff. So that is the first thing you do. And the point to be noted here is always wear your protective gears when you are moving the bike inside the truck, when you're driving it in or you're getting it out. Wear your protective gear. You can be an expert, but you don't know what can go wrong. So always wear your protective gear.
Looking for myself, I'm staring at my shadow. Am I gonna be safe in getting through tomorrow? When I throw me down, you could just want me to find.
So regarding driving a U-Haul, all the U-Hauls don't have a rear view mirror. So you have to be dependent on the side mirrors which you have. And so in this situation, what you can do is stay in your lane, be under the speed limit for all the roads which you have, and always do not make any sudden changes in lanes or make any sharp turns. So that is what you can do. Then you can try carrying some cash with you, because when you go through tolls you will get a lot of toll road when you are trying to move from North Carolina to Boston. So try carrying cash with you. Try to pay as much toll as you can. There are some tolls where you can't pay cash, so you just have to drive through the toll something tags, because U-Haul will later charge you, and when they charge you for that toll which you didn't pay, they will charge you extra, because now that includes the convenience fee in that. So it is better if you pay cash when you can to avoid that extra charge. So a note to be taken here will be always know the height of your truck. So the 15-foot truck which I was driving, the height of the truck was 11 foot. And always be on the lookout for those clearance sign which tells you the road clearance is 15 feet or 11 feet. And as in my case, my truck was 11 feet high. So if there was anything which says the clearance is less than 11 feet, that is a good indication for you to take a different road, because you don't want to go there, because most of the U-Haul trucks, they are damaged on the top because the person didn't see what the clearance was and he just went under the bridge, and you know what happens next. can hear the sound.
to the side, you still raising me up. But when I look aside, she
So this will be our first stop at a rest stop. We are just outside New Jersey. The roads weren't that good, so the car used to shake a lot, and we could hear the sound of that bike stand being like going up and down, like dum dum dum. So checked on it. The straps were a bit loose, so I did tighten it again. And don't see anything moving. Everything is where we left it when we started. The only thing was for stress testing or how bad the stuff moves in the trailer, what we did was we kept those pillows there while our drive from Greensboro to Virginia. Those pillows were still there for 2 hours, but after we drove to New Jersey, those pillows were down there. So it can tell you the roads were not that good when you are driving from in New Jersey. But in all, it was good. So I'm going to take some rest for now, like for 30 minutes, because I was feeling a bit tired and a bit sleepy, and you don't want to be in that state when you're driving. And we still have like 4 to 5 hours of driving left for us to go. So we will be crossing New Jersey, and we will go around New York, not through New York, go around New York, and then hopefully we'll reach our destination by 8 something, and then we can chill for some time. So that is the status update, and I'll sleep, then get up, be energized, and then start again. We stopped at Buffalo Wild Wing, have to get that protein. We drove for, I think so, in total 8 hours. We took a stop after every 2 hours to rest, wash my face, just freshen up and drive back. So the road was good till we entered New Jersey. The road was a factor. Then there was factor of a lot of cars. We went through a lot of traffic. There were people who turned without signals, and I don't like those people. And then we moved out of New Jersey. The roads were nice again. It was a pleasant ride. Now we stopped at Wild Wings. Then we'll move to our hotel, which is the Holiday Inn. Tomorrow morning we are planning to start early, like around 8, and then head back to our final destination. So tomorrow. Okay, so we'll check back tomorrow, and we'll continue our journey there. Okay, good morning. So day 3 of our trip from Greensboro to Boston. We are in this town called Starbridge. It is like 1 hour away from our destination. It is 8:15. We are planning to leave early because if we reach there early, we will get head start on moving our stuff. And I also have my bike to remove. Breakfast, I think so we'll do it when we reach Boston. We'll do some light breakfast and start moving stuff. Okay, so didn't record a video after I packed everything, just to give you tips and tricks on how to pack. Okay, so the first foremost thing was, when you load your bike, you need to have your strap tied on like the opposing ends. Like I have tied it on the 4 sides. Okay, so we have it on the 4 side. Regarding the boxes, so we try to put more of our heavy stuff in the large boxes in the mother's attic. That is called the mother's attic, and some of my electronics, which are like delicate items. So we tied it with two strings, just to be sure that it when the truck is moving, it doesn't fall down. And regarding this boxes, so you can see I have used 2 type of ties here. One is this a thicker one, and one is this thinner one. So the thicker one I got it from U-Haul itself. The thinner one I got it from Family Dollar. So you can get it for $1. I got like 6 of them. So this is the thicker one. I have used it for boxes which are on the lower level, because they are the heavier one. I don't want them to move, because if they move, this is all for nothing. Okay, so I have used the thicker straps down there. And made sure that everything you have which can fall or move, I have tried to tie it with a tie. Even the chairs, you can see the chairs, it obviously has wheels, it might move, so I've tried to tie it. Another pro tip would be, when you see here the boxes which you buy in U-Haul, there are like, I think so, more than 5 type of boxes which you can get. So this is the medium box and this is the large box. Try to put large boxes at the bottom, because when you have a medium box at the bottom, like in this case, you can see if you tie something here, it wouldn't come across this box to pull it down. So if you have a larger box like this, you can tie it like the way I have tied, so that it stays in place, it doesn't move. But if you have a medium box down there, there is no place you can tie it. So that's a pro tip. And rather than that, I think so everything is good. And also your bags, if you have bags, like me being an Indian, we have lots of check-in bags. So when you are placing your bags, try to plan ahead and squeeze it in places where you know there is space, because they are clothes, right? So even if something falls on it, and they give that cushy room for things to stay snug. So try doing that, and try filling all the small holes. When you pack with all the boxes, there will be places where you know there is like gaps and rooms where the boxes can move. So try putting in some, so these are the comforters which I am going to throw, so I thought of using them just to make the strings tighten, so that the box won't move. And those are like small things which you can do. And obviously the heavy stuff always goes at the bottom and the light stuff goes on the top. And even if it is light like a feather, try to tie it, because you don't want it to fall on something and that in turn falls. That will be a big mess, so you don't want to do that. So regarding packing, always try to start early. So when I started packing, I used to pack like 2 boxes each weekend, and packing 2 boxes each weekend we used to take like 2 hours for me. Just imagine the time you are saving. If you try to do all this packing on the day of your move, you are going to be tired, and driving when you are tired is not a good thing. Best place to buy boxes will be U-Haul. U-Haul does claim that the prices for their boxes is the lowest which you can find in the market, and I feel that is true. Always buy more boxes, because U-Haul has this thing where if you don't use boxes, you can just return those boxes and they will pay you back for all the boxes you return. So you are not losing anything there. Then as you start packing, start piling up the boxes which you finished in a corner of a room, so that what that does is it gives you an idea of how much room will it take when you are moving all those boxes in the truck, so that you get a judgment of if the truck which you did book is the right one for you. And having all the boxes in one place it makes it easy while you're moving stuff. You don't have to go through all the different rooms. You just have that pile there, you just remove boxes from there. And a note to be taken here again would be, if you are trying to move stuff and if you have heavy stuff, I will always suggest you guys to rent out a dolly. So U-Haul does give out a dolly for $17, and it is worth every penny you spend for that dolly, because now you're not carrying anything, you are just putting it on the dolly and you're pulling it or pushing it from point A to point B. So you're saving a lot of work.
You're still raising me up, and when I look aside, she guides me with the sun and light of me. It ain't over, it ain't over, it ain't over, it ain't over.
After we reach our apartment, again we were blessed with rain on our move-in. We moved everything except for our motorcycle, and here is where the dolly which I mentioned earlier saved us a lot of time and energy. motorcycle should be the last thing you unload. So what we did was try to turn the motorcycle in the truck itself and drove it down the ramp. Again here, please wear your protective gear. With all moved and settled in, welcome to a new home. I love the experience of moving from state to state with some hiccups and a lot of memories to cherish. I still think about the time when we were planning to move, and now after we have done it, it feels like a major achievement. So if you have that question of if you can do it or not, I am saying you can. With this, introducing you to our new rebranding. This time it will be more crazy and more powerful. Show us your support by hitting the like button, and if you need to stay updated with our crazy experience, then hit the subscribe button. Till next time, stay awesome, stay safe, and most important, stay powerful.